Hi, and welcome to this edition of the Chlo Grow. So, this is one of our monthly update ones, and we're actually at the 6-month stage of HRT. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happened so far, some of the side effects, both good and bad, and I'll just give you a bit of an insight into how my journey's going. So, as always, I would say this is not based on medical fact, so I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so I'm not a medical professional in any way. So what you've got to remember is that if you're being told by your GP or your consultant or psychiatrist or something like that, if they're telling you something different, then obviously take on board on what they're saying to you. Also would say that the things that I'm going to talk about are based on my personal experience, so obviously the medication that I'm on might be different to the ones that you're on. Obviously what's available here in the UK might be different to what is available elsewhere, and obviously the doses and stuff might be different. So although I'm on a particular dose, that doesn't mean that that dose will be right for everyone, so different people will have different doses. And I'd also say on that is that obviously some of this stuff is down to genetics, so what will happen, things that happened to me might not have happened yet in your journey, or you might have had different things that have happened to you so far. So as I say, it's just based on my journey, just so you can get a bit of an idea from what I've gone through. Obviously different body types and everything else will affect things, so different things will happen sooner, so some things will happen later, some things may or may not happen at all. So as I always talk about the first of all, to talk about the sort of emotional side of things. So yes, I've definitely noticed a change in the emotional side of things. So I do get emotional a lot easier now than what I have previously. I noticed that there was there's some hard sort of anniversary things that have happened in my life fairly recently, and I found those actually a lot more difficult to deal with than what I would do normally. So I noticed that I was very much a tearful mess on particular evenings, so that was hard to deal with. But I mean, it's promising that the hormones and stuff are working, but it was hard to deal with. So certainly on the emotional side of things, I am finding that I am things I do get more emotional. I find that I get calmer than what I was. I don't get as angry as what I did, but I do get more emotional, both sad and happy, sad and happy. So I do get both. Obviously what I probably should have said earlier is, in terms of the medication I'm on, so I have 3 things that I take. So in the morning I take progesterone, and that's 1 tablet a day, which I have to take. Can't take that with food, so you can't have that. It's like an hour. You can't have food for an hour after it and 2 hours before it, I think. So I tend to take that in the morning because that's easier for me. I just don't usually have breakfast anyway. And the other things I have are, estradiol gel, which is 3 pumps of that per day, which I'm getting better on. I'm getting better on remembering to actually do that. So I do actually remember to do it now, because if you listen to some of the earlier ones, I keep forgetting. But I have got into the routine of doing it now, and obviously, you've kind of got to find a routine, because actually, with these things, certainly with things like the estradiol gel, the estrogen side of things, you'll be on that for the rest of your life. So obviously my plans further down the line are to do with gender reassignment surgery. So when that happens, that will take away the testosterone. And at the moment I have a T blocker called finasteride that I take. I take that in the evening. So I have that. Now obviously once after the reassignment surgery, I won't need to take the testosterone blocker anymore, but I will still need to have the estradiol, so the estrogen side of things, because otherwise, you really would be lacking a hormone, which is that's actually can be quite bad for you, because so it can be quite bad in terms of things like brittle bones and stuff like that. So obviously that's one of the things I will be looking to continue doing. So it's good that I'm getting into the habit of doing it. So obviously in terms of the physical side of things, so obviously I think one of the things that I have been doing is doing the sort of documenting of my face in particular. So I've noticed that that's changed quite a bit since the very beginning. As I've mentioned on previous videos, it's good to document it. So it's good to take pictures, even if you are like me and don't really like taking pictures of yourself. Although I tend to find I take more pictures of myself now than I ever did before. But you might not like taking pictures of yourself, but it gives you something to look back on, because if you're looking in the mirror each day, you won't necessarily notice the changes. But I mean, some you'll see, but maybe not so much on your face and stuff like that, because you kind of, your brain tricks you into thinking that you've always sort of looked a bit like that, when you actually look back and you go, actually that's quite a bit different. Certainly that's what I found. My face is very different to what it was back then. It's certainly rounder than it was. My eyes look very different to the way that they did previously, and my skin texture is different, so my skin is actually a lot softer than what it was. Other things that have changed, things like body hair. So body hair is reducing. Now I am giving that a bit of a helping hand with, I do have a IPL machine from Catch Beauty, so I am using that as well, which I will do a like an information video just to talk through about how that works and my experiences of it. So far the experience has been really positive, so brilliant. So that's always pleasing. I say I will do a future video from that at some point. So I am doing that as well, but I have started to notice some hair reduction. With hair reduction, it tends to occur more towards your body than your face, really. So if you do have a lot of sort of facial hair and stuff, it's not going to make any real difference to that. You will need to do other methods to remove that, should you want to, because obviously some people, they don't want to do that, and that's absolutely fine for them not to want to do that. But obviously, if you do, then you probably will have to do other methods to do it. So that's my face. In terms of my body, so the fat redistribution is definitely continuing. So I noticed that my bum is beginning to get certainly curvier than it was before. I find things like, in terms of the way my clothes fit a lot better now than what they've done in the past. So previously I was certainly with trousers and stuff like that just didn't really fit particularly well, but I am finding that actually as time goes on they do fit proper now, which is really good news, because I can actually wear my wardrobe properly rather than having to sort of adapt clothes instead of they actually fit properly. So that's really good. I say the fat distribution's definitely continuing. The other thing I would, in terms of the fat redistribution, probably one of the things that is a real difference, I suppose, since the beginning of it is, it is on my chest, because actually, I think at the moment I still have inserts and stuff like that to get, just so that my boobs are a size that I think would be about right for me. But that said, if I took them out, there's clearly growth there. There is definitely boobs that are growing there. So that's always good, because even it's good that even if I weren't wearing the inserts, certainly if I had like a t-shirt on or something like that, you would see. I mean, they're obviously very small at this stage, because I'm only 6 months into my journey in terms of HRT, but they are definitely there and they're still growing. So whether that's to do with the progesterone as well, that's quite possible, because obviously that's something I've sort of started taking since the last one of these videos. And that's one of the things that they say, potentially that helps with breast growth. So, that might be the case. I say it could be a combination of the two. So that's really where things are with the HRT side of things. In terms of other things that have been going on, one of the things that I am trying to do is voice training. So I think what I'm going to have to do is bite the bullet and actually do voice training properly into next year. So I think I'm going to have to factor that in. What I'm trying to do is trying to practice it. That's pretty much just done at home. So I've got like an app that you use to kind of critique your voice a little bit. So it gives you an idea in terms of the sort of range that your voice is going into, and it gives you like the pitch and stuff like that. So I'm trying to use that. I'm trying to really practice it. I find that if I speak sort of spontaneously, it's a bit more realistic than I tend to get better results than I do from reading stuff. And I do tend to find that, certainly to me, my voice sounds more feminine when I'm not recording stuff. So maybe I need to look at the microphone settings a little bit and see what's going on, because it definitely sounds more feminine than it does when it's recorded. So, but hopefully over time I can get that to improve. So that's obviously something that's going on, and will probably go on into next year really. So I shall hopefully get that voice training into next year, and then hopefully with a lot of practice it will get some good results into next year. So hopefully by the end of next year I will hopefully sound completely different, and then we'll be able to compare it against these videos to see how my voice has improved since that. The other things going on as well is along the hair reduction side of things is to do with laser. So as I think I've mentioned previously, I do have laser hair removal done on my face, and I've had 10 sessions now. So the sort of plan with that is they normally say for between about sort of 10 and 12 sessions of laser. I'm really pleased with the progress it's making, and certainly it's cleared a good chunk of it off now. So a lot of that hair growth is gone. Obviously laser is not a permanent solution, so it is a reduction, so it won't get rid of everything. But the plan really is going to be for the rest of this year, I'm going to continue with the laser on my face, and then into next year I'm going to start electrolysis on my face as well. So I will do a video about laser, and next year I will do another video about my experience of electrolysis. So I can't do one about the experience of electrolysis because I haven't really done it other than like a taster session. So that was only like taking out a few hairs. But I can certainly do one on my experiences of laser. So the plan really going forward with that will be I will do the laser for the rest of this year. Next year I'll do the electrolysis on the face, and then I'll start next year also doing the laser on my chest as well. So next year will be a very busy time with with the voice training and the laser and electrolysis. So very busy in terms of that, in terms of my transition. Also very expensive, and trying to do it alongside working full time and doing my Open University as well. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So it's a bit scary at times, but it'll all be good in the end. But that's pretty much it for now. So that's pretty much all for this update video, the 6-month update video. Obviously we'll produce another one when we get to the 7-month update one. Obviously if you've got any comments, if there's anything you think actually you'd like us to mention, then obviously do that. If you like the video, also do go and subscribe to the channel, and click the little notifications bell thingy so that you get told when there's updates on the channel. Obviously we'll be back with another update for month 7, and what we'll also do is do like an interim video again, just talking about a particular subject that's sort of trans related. So my experience of a particular aspect. So I'm not fully sure what that will be yet, but that'll probably be here in the next sort of couple of weeks. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe and click notification buttons, etc. And we will see you on the next video. Bye.